On this episode of Broke the Habit, I meet Chris Tran. I met him a couple months ago, but I have amnesia. I literally do not remember.
Yeah.
I do not.
I see how it is, man. Yeah.
Do you
I remember
remember?
that very clearly.
You messaged how we met is like you were commenting on some of my reels.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause
That's how
your
we
boy
connected
was like
in the
super
beginning.
hot fire, like viral. Like at one point I was like, I didn't realize it because I was in Vancouver, small town. I don't get recognized. No one says anything, but I just saw the numbers keep like racking up
Yeah.
everywhere around the world.
I feel like all Vietnamese people saw your face at some point.
Yeah, and for something that I like tried so hard for, and to try to do this for like 10 years in the past, and like I finally gave up, and then I'm like, okay, for something that I wanted to do for so long, I'm talking about intuition. I'm like coming to Vietnam, something that was like just
Yeah.
kept calling me back. I don't know what. I just like, I'm just gonna go. I don't know anybody, bro, and I kept pushing it away and away because I live in Vancouver. You want to buy a house, you have to make like 200K a year. Houses, you're looking at 1.8 million, like 1.5 American, whatever. And I was like, I'm gonna make more money. I'm just gonna focus on this, and then you get laid off. And then I have no plan, but I'm going to Vietnam. And before I go to Vietnam, I uploaded, what if I just try speaking in Vietnamese again? And that just started going viral. I'm like, wait, if I start ordering Vietnamese with my broken Vietnamese, what if I just try talking to my mom? And most people don't realize, like, I started talking to my mom without these conversations like a couple years back, but I always know they got hella heated. So I'm like, and very like interesting. So I'm like, whatever, just record this, and then next thing you know,
Yeah.
boom.
The algorithm just caught you, and then you rode the wave, dude.
Yeah.
And now you're here.
And people, because it's like I'm not like a trend where it's like I don't know why, but it's like very me talking to my mom and how like intense it was. It kind of struck a chord with a lot of people.
100%. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think like this
Good
is just
and
an
bad.
observation. Yeah, good and bad. It might have triggered things for a lot of people too. Yeah. But that's the thing. That's like something that we all as a generation are experiencing. That relationship with our parents now is like really in the spotlight.
So fast forward, book my flight ticket here, blow up, and I blow up even more. I only had 900 followers, bro. 900 followers in like December 2023. 1,000 followers. I remember. Oh yeah, I hit my first 1,000. And then bam, fast forward, slow down a bit. You know, I'm getting tired. Hiring an editor if you wanna reach out to me.
Yeah.
Work
Yeah.
one on one.
You need to take a break. Yeah.
70,000 people now.
Congrats, man. Yeah, I saw that. I've been watching. Yeah, yeah.
And I'm
Big
like-
congrats for that.
And I'm like, I've been documenting the whole journey. So invited my friend here, Chris Tran Travels, to interview me, potentially maybe the last time.
Wait, that sounds scary, dude. What a privilege.
And I prepped some questions, and I'm getting Mr.
All
Chris
right.
to ask.
Let's do it.
Start from the second half, underneath the line.
Underneath the line? Okay.
Underneath the line.
Got you.
Start there.
All right, so we're keeping it light.
Okay.
What's your favorite Vietnamese food?
Favorite Vietnamese food? I would say, oh man, I miss a bánh xèo. My mom's bánh xèo.
Okay.
Miss bánh xèo. What else I miss? I can have it here. I like cơm tấm. Oh man, I'm actually really hungry right now. Cơm tấm.
Two.
Oh, you ever had
I know a
Minh
good
Trung bánh
spot.
xèo?
Ming Chung Bun Seo. Oh, that's
It's like
like
smaller.
smaller and fatter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
those are
good too.
bomb.
My mouth is
Ming Chung-
watering.
Ming Chung cuisine is my favorite.
I like bánh bột lọc.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Never fails.
What else? I think that's the go-to. Like we talked about this on your podcast, but like pho, the noodles here, they don't come after me.
It's controversial.
Um,
Yeah, but it's a thing. A lot of people feel this. It's something about pho.
Yeah.
When you live overseas, Canada, Australia, the U.S., pho's different. I would say it's better. I'm not gonna, throw a rock at the beehive here.
Yeah.
It's not better. It's just different. And so when I eat pho here, it just hasn't hit the spot.
I think this is maybe because like we haven't found the joint.
Yeah. Yeah. But I found the joint for a lot of dishes here. But for some reason with pho, it's really hard.
But most importantly, I kind of miss like I don't want to say this, but like I kind of really miss my mom's cooking. We're talking about like mama's cooking,
Understandable.
and it's like I've lived away from home a year, couple months, but this is the first time I lived abroad, and I'm like, oh, it makes me really appreciate cơm nhà.
Yeah, cơm
And
is a thing.
now every time I like go out, I'm like, oh, that's đậu hũ sốt gà, like tofu and tomatoes. My mom used to make that. I'm like, I eat it. I'm like, oh man, it doesn't hit the same.
Yeah.
I'm like, I miss that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For me, it's bún riêu.
Oh.
My mom's bún riêu. She knows that I love those fat chunks of riêu.
They cater to your needs.
Yeah, but here it's like it's all broken up in little pieces, and it might be more authentic, but it just doesn't do it for me. How have you been doing?
I've been doing good. One of the things I think you guys talked about is like I stopped using my AC, and I got my AC cleaned.
Yeah.
I realized that Vietnam houses don't really have good air vents. We have vents in Canada. House ventilation. I look in here and I'm like, I don't see any vent. Maybe there, but there's no vents. So I was essentially for the past 8 months suffocating myself.
I feel like different talking to you right now because it's like healthy Peter.
Yeah.
As opposed to like the 7 months of like, bro, we need to find out what's wrong with your
so, like,
situation.
so what I did was like I asked the landlord for a fan. I use a fan now. And then I opened my windows at night, like full on open, so there's like airflow coming in and out. And I bought an air purifier. So far, knock on wood, I'm like I'm feeling not 100% because like it comes from like 8 months of like air toxification.
Yeah, your system.
But I feel like feeling a lot better, and I'm ready to like see what Vietnam has to offer.
Nice. Does that mean like traveling, or what does that mean?
I don't know, Mo. You gotta keep watching the journey to find out.
Has your Vietnamese gotten better?
Mình nghĩ tiếng Việt của mình cũng rất là giỏi hơn hồi trước. Tại vì bây giờ mình có thể nói chuyện với ba mẹ nhiều hơn. Xong ba mẹ cũng phát hiện ra là ủa, con của nó nhanh hơn hồi trước. Cũng còn lơ lớ mà cũng cái cách mình trả lời nhanh hơn. Thì ví dụ em cũng nói chuyện với ba. Bình thường là mình phải suy nghĩ tiếng Anh xong dịch lại tiếng Việt. Bây giờ tiếng Việt thôi.
Wow, impressive, man. Your Vietnamese is very smooth.
Smooth?
Yeah, so smooth now.
Yeah.
What's your daily routine in Vietnam?
Okay, so I wake up with a pounding headache still because of the lack of air.
That's why you're not 100% in, bro. That's actually.
I'm like, why does my head hurt?
That's not good.
And then I still get. I don't know if you can. It's kind of nasty, bro. But you see this?
This is mosquito bites?
Yes. So fun fact. I have like blood type O. So if you wanna.
Is that really a thing? I've heard of that.
Yeah. So mosquitoes, they attract to me more.
Okay.
And I'm actually like much more. I'm actually allergic to mosquitoes, so I get like bad reactions. That's it. So I wake up with a pounding headache, itching all over.
You really want to be here then, because that's 7 months of like figuring out your respiratory problems, and you got allergies to mosquito bites.
It's like people don't understand. It's like this is do or die. Like I don't have a plan B.
Let's get you. I'm more worried now, actually.
I guarantee. Like I'm willing to die. I don't think any other creator, VidQ creator, is willing to die for this, bro. I've been literally these past 7 months like.
You're all in.
I'm recording my death. Not jumpy, but like me getting sick and all that. And so I wake up, I go to the gym, I work out. Fun thing about Vietnamese gyms, I started working out in like bare feet. Like I go in my slippers and like people go on the treadmills bare feet, like they squat.
That weirds me out so much. Yeah.
I got used to it. Except the one time where I'm like, I dropped the plate on my foot, and like my toes.
That's what shoes are for.
But like, if you ever squat with bare, it's actually much more healthier. But
so they're onto something with the bare feet thing.
Okay, so workout. I go hit up my local. I have this chai spot, vegetarian spot. I eat there. It's only một hộp thì nó 2 hộp, một hộp 25, một hộp 30.
Một hộp 25, 2 hộp 30.
Không, just it's like medium and large. So it's just like it's just like random. It's like a mix and match of like eggplants, fried stuff, like just like su sao, just like veggie stuff. We're only 25K.
Oh, it's like a prepackaged bowl?
It's like no. It's like he has like little hot plates.
I see.
Containers and he picks. And I'm like, I go up there like, chú ơi cho con một hộp 25. And then I take that little plastic styrofoam thing, and then I walk to my little cafe joint that's also out on the street. I'm like, em ơi cho anh cà phê sữa. And then I sit there. Traffic is going by, and then I have my little café sữa with the ice, with a lot of ice, like with the little. They'll give you a little thing of tea, and I open up my hope because like if you eat, if you drink at a local spot, they don't give a crap if you bring outside food. You know?
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about it.
don't
Nobody
give a crap.
cares. Yeah.
Like they're smoking, like the fans are going. I'm just eating my little gum, and I'm like, that's how I start my morning.
That's beautiful, man. I love that.
Yeah.
So they all know you, all the do's and go's out
They
there.
start talking about, like, oh, where you from? Like, oh, you're in Canada. Why?
Yeah.
Why you here? You had the usual that. I'm like, oh, you should. I'm like, oh, con đã qua đây trải nghiệm. And then they try to relate to you, and they're like, oh, I have a so and so from nước ngoài too. I don't know if you get that.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah,
They just try to relate. So they're like, oh, I have my cousin so and so in Canada. He's married to the white dude or this.
Right. Yeah. My cousin's in America. I'm like, it's pretty big, right?
We ended up chopping it up, and then like on a filming day, I prepare for a shoot in the morning. I film, and then I edit, and then I answer emails, and then the next day it kind of repeats. Yeah.
That sounds good.
I'm pretty happy. Yeah.
Just trying to not be sick.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Let's get you there, man.
Yeah.
Have you made friends in Vietnam?
Okay, so one of the things like growing up in Vancouver, man, is I don't know, maybe it's the same in LA. Very cliquey.
It's hard to get a new group of friends.
Because if you didn't establish yourself as like through the high school years and your uni years, to make new friends into your 30s, most people don't know. I'm turning 32 this year. Most people think I'm like 25, or you either think I'm 42 because of my. But yeah, I'm 32, and making friends in your 30s, I was like, man, I couldn't make friends in Vancouver. So is it a me thing, or like I'm not putting myself out there, or like Vancouver is just a really tough city to make friends.
I feel that in LA too. Yeah.
And the minute I stepped into Vietnam, met you, bro, and like you were the plug. I appreciate it, and you introduced
Happy
me
to be it.
to a lot of people, and then just because of the clout, it's the privilege is like I was able to meet other people.
Yeah.
And everyone's doing their own thing. And there's still that sense of like, we talked about this. It's tough. I'm still trying to figure out my group and like which group and like where do I go? And because one of the things is like being an expat, people come and go. Right? So you make good friends and they're gone the next month or 3 months.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like being able to sit with that and like appreciating each moment that you have with people. So yes and no.
What about like locals?
Locals, it's been tough, to be honest. I don't know. It's because one is like culture, right? So how do you communicate? Because you have a team, right? So those are considered your somewhat, but you have friends that are Vietnamese though, right? You've been here for a long ass time.
I do, but I know what you mean. I know where you're getting at, because even though I have my team, I get along with them, and I have my Vietnamese local friends here, sometimes I want to just really get close and converse with someone in English.
Yeah.
And talk about stuff that other people
understand.
Dark
humor, sarcasm.
Like our version of humor and like just
pop culture.
Like it rejuvenates me to do that. Yeah. Whereas like sometimes Vietnamese, like I'm still trying really hard to understand. I'm like kind of still an outsider, and that kind of wears me out.
But it's tricky. Get that too? Yeah, 100%. And it's also like with that, we also be careful because some expats, you can expat bubble, VidQ bubble.
Yeah.
And it's like you try to,
Yeah, for sure. I think both of us definitely don't try to get stuck in that.
No.
Yeah, we definitely try to reach out, and I've seen you like connecting with locals and like local creators here, and like I'm so happy that you're doing that, because that's what a Vietnam experience should be. My
goal of this channel is I'm trying to destroy the VidQ, bro. I'm trying to make, because I don't know about you, but I feel like VidQ 50-50, right? Some of them, I feel local people have a really good outlook on VidQ, because before the stereotype was like, oh, they have money, they would send back money here, and they're rich, but they don't really care, and they go back home, right? Or they're playboys, or they're like XYZ.
Superiority complex.
Yeah, but for me, it's like, I'm trying to like blend in, right? And I think a lot of Vietnamese people are actually better than me because like I want to learn Vietnamese better. I want to understand the culture. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like find my way and like, you know, try to be more Vietnamese.
All right. Do you feel less lonely?
Yes. Like one of the greatest things of like being here is like a lot of the beliefs that I had coming from Vancouver, everyone's so busy at work. Like, there wasn't a sense of like me being able to reach out to people. Now I have like,
Yeah.
because of the privilege of we're creators, you know, I have like a lot of people being like really supportive. And I'm like, if this much people say this much good things about me, then it's like, wait, my own narrative that I've had in my head is not true.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
So it's like dissonance. I'm breaking my own being like, essentially, I don't know if you know the term learned helplessness.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like no matter what I do, because back in Vancouver, man, I went through like a kind of interesting breakup, and like a whole existential crisis.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, why is it so hard to like meet people? Maybe it's just me, right? And then coming here, it's like, wait, people want to meet me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that it's broken you out of your shells
Yeah,
and,
broke the habit, bro.
your limitations. Like you actually broke the habit here.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Let me ask you like a little follow up here. I wonder if you feel this way too, because I feel like in Vietnam, it's kind of hard to be lonely. Because I really relate to what you said about in Canada, where it's hard to meet up with people and like find the time. It's the same in LA. You come home, you're tired, and like, you know, you can try to meet your friends on the weekend, but they flake because everyone's so busy. But here it's like, even if you don't have a lot of money, I feel like this city, especially Saigon, is like built so that you could meet up with people. Do you feel that way? Like it's hard to be lonely here?
Dude, yes and no, because I'm sure there's like lonely people in Saigon.
Right.
I feel like Saigon, if you're here and you feel lonely, it's one of the worst because like there's so much people, so that feeling is even more like you out yourself. Like why do I? But anyways, yeah, it's true because you feel less lonely because like you see coffee shops and people just like little groups.
Yeah.
Of friends everywhere just chatting.
Yeah.
And even if you're not, like, I'm an introvert, and the fact that I can sit with a bunch of uncles by myself is really like, I'm like, this is cool.
Yeah. You're always invited at Uncle's table.
Yeah.
Do you feel like Vietnam or Saigon is your home?
I feel I belong in Vietnam a lot more than I do in Canada.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
I think it's because, one, it aligns with what I want to do as a creator, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's no foreseeable future of me like branching out into like Japanese content. You're gonna see Broke the Habit in Japan, like maybe Canada and Vietnam, because I don't know. I've never had like any inklings to like have side eyes for other countries. You know?
Yeah.
It's always been
your
just-
heart's set. Vietnam chose you.
Yeah, like it still is.
Yeah.
And I still have so much more to explore.
But that's so interesting though. I'm really curious about like how you came to feel that way. Like Vietnam now feels like home to you. Saigon feels like home to you. Like what caused that for you? Like what did that?
I think it's because growing up in Vancouver,
Uh-huh.
I never felt any sense of belonging, and it's more so me being like the teenage angst. You know, Nirvana. I'm trying to relate to you.
Okay, yeah.
Like
Canadians trying to relate to Americans now. Like, okay, I get it.
Long-haired emo phase, being like, I don't belong anywhere in Vancouver, right? 'Cause
Gotcha.
I was always like this weird kid. I want to make content, and it's like back then I was always like trying to be a cool kid. And this kind of segue. This is hella segue, but sometimes I think me making content and going to Vietnam and like talking about things I want to talk about, I'm trying to be the person for me that was not there back then.
Okay.
That's some like from like trippy
Looking out for old Peter.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And
Cool.
I'm like, it's good in a way where it's like, yes, I gotta talk and like learn lessons, but also I'd be careful where it's like, I'm not doing this to prove to people like hey, back at home being like, look, Peter's cool, but you know what you talking about. You know?
I think you're cool, man.
Oh, thanks, bro. I don't know, coming from you, I don't know. That says a lot though.
Ouch. Roasting is part of Vietnamese culture. If you can't handle being roasted, then you can't handle being here.
Bro, they always roast me where it's like my cousin's like, yo, Peter, you so đẹp trai, but if you were just a little taller, bro. I'm like,
Even worse, bro. They're just like pinching your body fat. Like,
oh my god, bro.
Being roasted is the Vietnamese experience. You gotta have it in you.
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference you see living in Vietnam?
So the biggest one of the things I started adapting to is like being in Vancouver, super expensive. You eat a bowl of pho, it's like $25, bro, plus tip.
Yep.
I feel like I'm not depressed because I don't tip anymore. Like, there's like VAT or whatever.
It's a luxury.
There's not the.
Yeah.
I've never seen the 25%, sir.
Right. Yeah. No
For
guilt
just-
trip for that. And
Yeah. And then wait, what's the question? What's the difference?
I mean, what's the biggest difference
Oh,
you
right,
see
so-
living in
right.
Vietnam?
Accessibility of like being able to get everywhere affordably.
Mm-hmm.
Like local people take Grab. We have B, Sang. Back home, it's like $40, $50 for an Uber, dude. And like even like Uber Eats.
Yeah. No, totally
60,
relate.
$80. And
Yeah.
I'm like, absolutely. Back home, you're used to like cooking, right? Because you save so much more money.
Yeah, grocery shopping.
Coffee shops, no coffee shops every day, bro. It's like you make your own instant coffee.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it every day, and so you stop and do the math, and you're like, "What the heck did I just
Yeah.
spend a month on coffee?"
Yeah. So now it's like, I actually don't cook at all. I eat street food. Knock on wood, I'm okay. And I order out every day.
Yeah,
That's
but
a privilege.
I'm curious though. Have you found yourself like spending a little less? Because when you first get here, you're like, "Oh my god, it's so cheap," and then you splurging.
I'm doing that right now.
Okay, so you're still splurging.
No, it's been.
Oh, okay. You're reassessing a little bit.
No, I gotta look at my budget. The first couple I was like eating local, but now it's like because I live alone and I'm like a bachelor, I don't cook. I don't have the utensils.
Yeah.
So, but now it's like I'm introverted and I don't want to like step out the house sometimes, bro. And I'm like I don't want to deal with the hot heat. I just want to chill inside. I'm gonna grab food,
Yeah, it is so accessible.
Now I do it breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm like, oh, it's kind of added up.
Definitely come from privilege, but what I see a lot is Vietnamese people do have access to a lot of recreation. Like I said earlier, you see like all these young people sitting on, I don't know, on the ground or like on mats or something like around the cathedral in the parks. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah.
And then there's the bánh tráng trộn lady that goes around, and like you have options. Like you have like kind of like cheap Vietnamese junk food,
I've
but
got massive diarrhea from Bánh tráng trộn.
yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm not built for that. But what I mean is that back home, even that kind of stuff, like I didn't have access to. Like me and my buddies were meeting on a Tuesday night to go kick it at some like fast food place for 3 hours. That's not a thing we do.
You did when you're like 15, 16 and being a hood rat, but
Right, but here it's like it's a really like go out, hang out with
you
everyone
see
kind
all
of
types
culture.
of people. You see people in dress pants at like a coffee shop with their homies.
Yeah.
You see dates like everywhere.
There's tiers for all of those activities. You want to party and you want to like drink,
Yeah.
go kick it in the alley with the dudes. They're doing it every day, singing karaoke and stuff like that. So there's the whole tier is there, and everyone's out. But if you want, it's just, do you want to do it fancy or not? Right? And I don't know. It's beautiful. What are the things you notice about living in Vietnam versus Vancouver physically?
Oh, so that's okay. That I put that for me. Mental note for me.
Uh-huh.
It's not so.
Oh, okay. That's not a real question.
No, it's more real. So one thing, physically. So one thing I noticed. I don't know about you. My face pimply. That's what I meant by
Here or
physically.
back home?
Here.
Oh shit.
My skin was crystal clear, like porcelain clean.
You get
actually,
beat
I
up here, dude.
But like, I don't know the water. Some people say it's like the filter, but like maybe like the. You don't wear a mask, do you? I don't see you with masks a lot.
Like 50% of the time I wear a mask. If people like Amanda gets mad at me for not wearing it.
I think another thing is people don't understand is maskne. Acne with the
Oh,
mask.
yeah.
I think that's what I'm getting.
That's the
it's like
thing.
it's like here. And yeah, the water here is different.
Yeah, no, it's hard water here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not so great on your skin. And then the air.
Tell me about it.
Right? Yeah, dude. But you still want to be here, so that says something.
I think I've yet to experience other maybe coastal cities and see how that compares.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that because back home, one thing I miss back home is having a cold night and being bundled up in like a blanket.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't need the AC because this is like fake cold, but like real cold, right? And just bundled up like, oh yeah, this is nice
Yeah.
and toasty.
What do you want to do in Vietnam?
I think my goal was originally to, because most people are like, oh my god, what do you do to make money right now? Like, what are you like doing? And people don't realize like, I'm not some like spoiled rich kid who just had the privileged, real rich parents to like come and like do this, right? My parents are like janitors, worked really hard. I had to earn every dollar I got, and like I worked for 10 years as video editor, saved up, and I'm like using that to kind of figure things out a bit. So what I want to do is like I want to make content, and like constantly build Broke the Habit to something more than just me, and it's telling other people's stories, whether that's like I don't know, future merch one day, maybe a clothing apparel line, maybe that's like media telling stories, right?
Yeah,
Which
sky's the limit.
where I'm like same with you. It's like we're essentially our own TV channels, right?
Yeah. I think I guess something that we have in common is this desire to tell stories.
Yeah.
Right? It's a kind of like the artist in us, I guess. And I don't know if you feel this way, but for me being in LA, that was like contained.
Yeah.
You know, and then something about Vietnam is like so perfectly ripe for what we want to do.
I don't want to get woke about it, but like gatekeepers, bro, in the West, you know?
Yeah,
Like now-
you can't break in, right?
I like you can now because there's more, you know.
Yeah.
Shout outs to fellow Canadian Simu Liu, you know.
Yeah, there
being
you go.
in like
yeah.
the
Pretty big time
Shang-Chi
and
and all that.
Yeah.
But like back then it was tough and still is. There's a lot
Yeah.
of like I don't want to old white people being like you're this role, you're this role, you're this.
Yeah, a lot of like boxes we were put in.
Now it's like we're in Asian media now where it's like I can talk about this in another video, but it's like I feel more attractive in the East. I don't know you feel this.
I do. I mean, I'm married now, but you know, back when I was single here, you know, just from the Tinder matches,
Yeah.
I do feel more
Wanted.
handsome here.
Yeah, right. And that just comes from like desirability here, and like the media had so much influence. We had the Western mindset, you know.
Yeah. It's all part of like breaking out of these boxes.
Yeah, bro.
Right. On a personal level and on a bigger Vietnamese level.
Yeah.
Have you gotten what you wanted to get out of Vietnam by moving here? Okay.
I think I kind of underestimated how much longer I needed in terms of like one, building a brand and like trying to do something. At the same time, I kind of forgot about play.
Right.
So I was talking to like just people that had known me, whether that's like fans that become like acquaintances or business partners, where it's like, Peter, you haven't really like jangy in Vietnam yet. From even my tattoo artists, like they're always like into like, oh, when are you gonna, what's next? When are you gonna, you're always sick, bro. Like when you complain, like what's next? So it's like I was so focused on like the work mindset,
Right?
Where it's like I need to just like unplug in a good way and like really just live a life and be like, here my GoPro, wind blowing through my bald head. I'll be like, wow, this is the coastal water. I'm talking to like wherever local people, the Phuong, and just experiencing Vietnam.
Yeah, I'm excited for you, man. There's so much out there. Like, I mean, honestly, you say that, but I feel like you've done so much just in the city.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have a long road ahead of you and so much to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots to explore. Do you still want to live in Vietnam?
Because there's always haters, man, where I'm going to address y'all. There's always comments where it's like, okay, I just showed you, where it's like people are willing to die to be in our positions to go back. And there's always people like, why you here, right? Or like you are come off as like a princess or what, but it's like, I live here because like, it's my life, right? And to be able to have the beauty of being lived in the West and experiencing that, most people that write those comments, they don't experience both worlds. We're very privileged, and I'm like, yeah, I would be jealous too if you're coming from like another perspective looking in, you know?
Yeah.
And I could definitely see myself living here, like long term. Like future, I'm like, man, send me up a beach vacation from the Da Nang, you know? I'll come visit you.
Yeah.
I'll come visit you in the retirement home, you know?
I'm down, dude. Yeah, we're still doing podcasts by then.
Wait, do you see yourself living here long term? That's the real question.
No, I do, man. I feel like that's very easy for me to answer. Like I'm very committed here, and it's like it's a choice that's been tested a lot. And what I mean by that is my dad surprisingly isn't super into Vietnam.
Yeah.
He's just like, why are you so into Vietnam? There's so many other places you can explore. And I went out and I did that. I traveled a lot and I still love it here. And I can't explain it. And maybe for you it's the same, where it's like kind of abstract. Like, what is it about this place where I touch down here and like everything feels right for me, you know? Even the things that don't feel right, you know? I'm like, I'm getting scammed, I get sick, you know, whatever that is, like that's definitely what you're experiencing, right? You're getting sick a lot. And yet you still feel like I want to stay here and build something here. Yeah, it feels right. It's hard to explain, but it just feels like it works. Yeah, and I feel very confident about that. And I mean, I can't say that something might not happen to change my mind in the future. You feel the same way?
Never say never. Like,
right, you never say never. Like, but you know, it feels good.
Like, never say never, but it's like Vietnamese culture, like, it's who we both are. Right?
Yeah. And bro, even for me, I've been here like a good 5 years now. You know, over the years I've lived here that long, and I still feel like there's so much to explore. So it's exciting. Do you still want to live in Vancouver?
I think, because of my parents, I think that is the only tie I have left.
Yeah.
Essentially, is that my parents, they're getting older, and even though I'm Western, I still have the Vietnamese side of like, you gotta take care of your parents, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta trả hiếu, biết điều and
Big deal. Có hiếu.
có hiếu.
Yeah. Với bố mẹ.
Yeah, so like if they want to live there, then I would like be there. I'd chop off an arm and a leg. Live there long term. Maybe check back in like 5 years if Broke the Habit becomes like IPO and we're gonna. They're like, okay, I'll have a house in Vancouver, you know, but like $2 million a house, bro. I mean, if I do step back into Vancouver, it's the instant like, oh my god, this is how much it costs, and then you start being like, okay, I gotta get a corporate job again, and it's like, oh, I'm stuck in this little rat race again.
Yeah.
And the reason I love Vietnam is because we're privileged, and I'm privileged, I'm able to step away from the rat race where a lot of people are not able to.
Mm-hmm.
Where I can live a life where I can think and not be in survival mode all the time and be like, what does it want to do? How do I want to impact the world? And how can I, knock on wood, if something happened to me, did I make something that impacted someone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gang. Broke the habit. Thanks, bro. Is that it?
Dude.
Is that it?
That's all your questions.
Sick.